You are looking at the Livingston Depot Center, and this is Livingston Depot Rails Across the Rockies. It's a museum and it has exhibits and a gift shop in there, and it is a lot of history packed in this building. So we're going to check it out. Sign to show that the Railroad Museum is open, and this is the entranceway. This is a very unique building. Has a little train right here. See some of the architecture on the area. Love the building. It's got little lion heads up there. Zoom in real. Yeah, go. Very nice. Here we go. I thought I'd show you some of the courtyard area here, so you can see this beautiful architecture too. And alongside it, of course, is railroad tracks. And I've had the pleasure of seeing many go by here. Has a little sign on the fence saying, "Caution, watch for moving trains." This is in the town of Livingston, Montana. Just thought I'd scan a little bit so you can see what it looks like around here. It's very pretty. I like the flags. Livingston, the original entrance to Yellowstone Park. And this is the entranceway to the museum. This was the very first standard engine to be used on the Livingston route in 1883. All kinds of exhibits throughout. Kind of give you a little scan of everything.
Yes, it's just not passenger service. So this place functioned as an Amtrak station basically between 71 and 79. And the auditorium is actually bisected.
Okay, this is pretty much the climate that I love. Inside this case is promotional literature to get people to get on the train and go to Yellowstone. It's hard to imagine, but yeah, this is how it all started out. You know, national parks, it was the first, and so it was something that they had to promote and get going. It's just amazing the history behind all that enabled everything to come together. Just love all the history in this building. This is a sign that is showing how Yellowstone Park opened June 1st and the round trip tickets to go to and through the park. Isn't this amazing? Very low rates, they say, from St. Paul, Chicago, St. Louis. Yeah. Long limits, stopovers, diverse routes. This is something that's very interesting about the story of the monad, which most of us know the yin-yang symbol. Well, it says here that for more than half a century, the monad has served to identify the Northern Pacific Railroad. But the emblem is more than just an attractive design. It's taken from the symbol, nearly 1,000 years old, and the ideas the symbol represents date back at least 4,000 years before that. The design is called the Great Chinese Monad, or the diagram of the Great Extreme.
Yeah, it's actually just south as you go into the park here, down here.
And it's the symbol for the Northern Pacific Railroad. And how they got that is at the Chicago's World Fair in 1893, E.H. McHenry, then the chief engineer of the Northern Pacific, chanced to visit the Korean exhibit, and he saw the Korean flag, and he was impressed by this simple but striking design it carried. And because of that time, the Northern Pacific was searching for a suitable trademark. That's what he decided to adapt for that purpose. Just thought I'd show you some of the workers' tools for maintenance of the rolling stock, including Carmen's, gauges, oil cans, a funnel, wedge head, and a brass tool, all as well as books and guides. Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? This is showing the maintenance of the rolling stock. Here they are. That's the interior. The Livingston Roundhouse had 6 locomotives in 1891. And that was those. And this is the baggage cart, which they would roll everything to. These were typically some of the things that would be put on the train. The architecture in this building is just totally amazing. Look at the archways. Isn't that gorgeous? They wanted it to be very pretty when they made this depot, because this is the original depot. And so people would come in, and it was glamorous. And they had it inviting so that people would travel, and especially to go to Yellowstone National Park. This is the signals and communication lights, lanterns. This is the telegraph, Western Union little office. Telephone. Or the agent office, rather.
The estimated speed is 50 miles per hour. 84 people are killed and 450 are injured. The cause of the wreck is excessive speed. Barely had the shockwaves.
And this is inside the Western Union Telegraph Office.
When another and far worse tragedy occurs at Woodbridge.
See that save coal? Smoke is fuel wasted.
Was carrying over 1,000 commuters home from the New York City area when it left the tracks.
There's the desk.
As emergency workers combed the wreckage, 84 passengers lie dead inside. At least 2 cars were totally destroyed.
The different bulletin boards. This picture is showing a parlor observation car, and this is in 1900. And it was usually only passengers with a sleeping car, first class ticket, were allowed to use the parlor car. And right up here is the sleeping compartment for the wealthy. And this is what the conductor's uniform looked like. This is his hat and his uniform. And there's a picture. And I don't know if you can really see him that well. It's Charlie Bear in his conductor's uniform. And this was in 1890. We have a nice selection of artists' work in here, of different trains, buildings of the area. Oh, I especially like this one. Have a nice banjo here. Some quilt work. How about this one, Danielle? Shout out to Danielle, my sis. There's some other artwork around here on this side. The railroad locomotive bell. And again, some historical pictures of the Northern Pacific. And this is showing what the conductor's area would look like. Caboose stove. And I'll end it with a model steam locomotive with tender, built and donated by Arian W. Kessler. He's a train enthusiast. Lots of history. Isn't this amazing? So I hope you enjoyed that tour of the Railroad Museum. It was very fascinating to me. I love the history. I didn't realize all that it enabled everything to get directed to Yellowstone. So, hey, that was really fun. Okay, Beachcricket out. See you guys in the next video. And just a bit of history here. This is Calamity Jane. She was one of Livingston's infamous early day residents. So, that's the town I'm in, and that's where this railroad museum is at that I am about to go venture into and share with you. Calamity Jane. Wow, how about that?